Arofelish Burelev means the one who heals the broken heart. Thank you, Kenter, for reminding us that this is one of the attributes of God, the healer of broken hearts. And because to be a Jew is to be the one who imitates God, maybe you have the power to heal a broken heart. You know, I was ordained as a rabbi in 1987. Do the math later. And last week was another anniversary of my ordination, and I have a custom. I call the other rabbi who was ordained the same day with me. It's Rabbi Rojzman, who's the rabbi in Tucumán, Argentina. And we go over a little bit about some stuff. Just an excuse to say hi. But then I sat and I dwell of different moments in my rabbinate. Some life. Moments when I felt so proud of myself, and moments that I say, why did I do that? Life. There is one moment that marked me forever. I told my family about that many times, and I remember speaking about that one Friday, but I think it makes sense to bring it today. It was in the early 90s. Argentina was in a crisis. It happens sometimes. But this crisis was tough. So there is a city in the Patagonia, in the south part of Argentina, called Cultraco. I'm not asking you who was there because it's Cadujes land. You know what Cadujes? What with the Cultraco? No. Oh my God. So it's true. It's in the map. Cultraco. And in Cultraco, there was a strike from one of the unions. I think it was the teachers' unions. Police intervened, and they killed, by mistake, a Teresita Rodriguez, 19, 20 years old. The city was burning. I, in my office in Buenos Aires, don't remember if I had air conditioning, but I was pretty comfortable, and the phone rang. Hi, Rabbi. Yes. It's Bishop Radiziani. He was the bishop of Neuquén, that big city. And he said, I need you. So what do you need from me? I said, the city is burning, and I need to bring people from different faith to stop what's going on here. And I decided that I will go, if I can be helpful. I didn't have no clue what to expect. Plane, and after the plane, Cultraco. She knows Cultraco. You need a couple of hours to make it. This was the first time that the piqueteros show up. This was the beginning of the piqueteros. Piqueteros, guys who you will not see their faces, they are scared to death, and they determine quien pasa, who will live and who will die. But I had custody. They brought me some people there to bodyguards. And I made it. And so where am I going? They say, her body is in the big stadium. Yeah, this is the place where they're honoring her before the burial. 40,000 people. I entered, and there is a standing ovation. And I say, they have no clue who I am. They know nothing about me, but they knew what this represents. They saw a kippah coming from Buenos Aires to tell them that their pain matters. End of that moment, there is a march. 25,000 people. And they start singing, Todos por Teresa, todos por Teresa. Quiero que mi país sea feliz con amor y libertad. Everybody is here for Teresa, and I want that my country one day can have peace and freedom. And when they saw me approaching the first row with the kippah, everybody starts singing, Todos por la AMIA, todos por la AMIA. Quiero que mi país. Everybody's here for the AMIA. And then I realized that if you want people to help you in your causes, you need to be for them and with them when they are in need. It's not me, 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 me. I'm the chosen people. Only my pain matters. The rest, there's spectators in. And this was a huge teaching. The one who understands this very clearly in our congregation is Stephen Scheck. By the way, if I will have a school and a synagogue with my last name, I wouldn't be so humble like you are, you know. But Stephen Scheck builds bridges all the time. All the time. He's not only a personal friend and a past president, and he's the heart of our synagogue. Comes to Minyan every day and learns Torah every week and davens every Shabbat. And he just came back from leading a group with the JCRC, which is the Jewish Community Relations Council, where he led a delegation from the Florida House of Representatives. So you had Representative Bartman, a Democrat, Gottlieb, a Democrat, Lopez, a Republican, Porras, a Republican, Partington, a Republican, Fernandez, a Democrat, Bernard, a Democrat, Calatayud, a Republican. And he led that group because he wanted to show them what's going on in Israel. You know, we lost the battle in the media. That is gone. Don't even bother. But they one-to-one. And they will vote. And if you vote them to vote for more security in synagogues and in schools, and listen to them, what they are interested in. So I asked Stephen to come and share with us some of the experiences last week in Israel.
It's not very nice to make the speaker cry before they start speaking. Thank you, Rabbi. You're one for the introduction, but also for always inspiring me to make a difference. Okay, I'm not going to continue there. So I was scheduled to speak at services tomorrow, but Rabbi asked me if I would come here tonight as well. Don't worry, this is the abridged version of my remarks, but if you want to come tomorrow, you get to hear more of it. So it's a privilege to address you at Beth Torah Beni Rock campus, a place where tradition and togetherness flourish. As a past president, Rabbi, and most importantly, the first gentleman of this beloved synagogue, I am continually inspired by our congregation's warmth and resilience. As I look out across our sanctuary, I am filled with gratitude for the sense of community that binds us together. In times of both celebration and challenge, it is this very spirit of unity that sustains us. This evening, I wish to share words of thanks and inspiration, drawn from a recent journey that has broadened my perspective and deepened my resolve to serve our community. Last week, I joined Florida legislators on a mission to Israel, organized by the Jewish Community Relations Council, or JCRC. It's a division of the Greater Miami Jewish Federation. The JCRC tirelessly advocates for our community, building vital relationships and with state and local leaders, and fostering partnerships with Miami's diverse communities. As chair of the JCRC, I am honored to help strengthen those connections and amplify our collective voice. This trip was my 18th trip to Israel, which held special significance as my high mission. My 19th mission will be next March. Quick plug for our trip to Israel as a congregation. So our trip began in Tel Aviv, the city bursting with energy and innovation. From there, we traveled to the Gaza envelope, where we witnessed the resilience of communities living under constant threat with painful memories of the atrocities that occurred on October 7th. We continued north to the Galilee and Golan Heights and concluded in Jerusalem, the eternal city, where history, faith, and hope converge. Some moments remain vivid in my memory, and it only happened a few days ago. So on our first night, we met hostages and hostage families. One of them, Ohed Ben Ami, had been held in Gaza for 491 days in a cell barely larger than a king-sized bed. So that's 491 days. Don't do the math. It's a year and 3 months. He shared this cell that's a little small, 650 square feet, with 6 other hostages. His strength was humbling. During that time, he actually lost 77 pounds. Thankfully, he's doing much better now. At Kibbutz Nir Oz, 25% of the 400 residents, 25% of the 400 residents were murdered or kidnapped on October 7th, including Shiri Bibis and her 2 young sons, Ariel and Kafir. Amid heartbreak, the community spirit of hope shone through. And in a couple weeks, Gadi Moses, one of the residents, is actually moving back with, I believe, 23 other residents actually moving back. He's moving back into the home where he was actually kidnapped. At the Nova Festival site, we met Rami Davidian, an Israeli farmer who's credited with rescuing 750 people during the attacks. His courage reminded us of the extraordinary capacity for heroism in times of crisis. We have already invited Rami to meet us on the Beth Torah Sefer Torah mission this coming March, so he can share in the mitzvah of writing our October 8th Torah. We spent over an hour with the U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, discussing the enduring partnership between our 2 nations. We heard Druze Knesset members share stories of the massacre of Druze in Syria, a reminder of the struggles faced by minorities and the importance of solidarity. We met Knesset members across the political spectrum, learning firsthand about the diversity of Israeli democracy and the importance of dialogue across differences. Finally, we met with Ambassador Dor Shapira from the Foreign Ministry. We discussed Israel's regional challenges and its relationship with North America. Because many of the participants were Christian, actually there was one Jewish representative, we visited sites sacred to their faith, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Mount of the Beatitudes, the Magdala, and the city of Capernaum. These visits underscored the deep spiritual roots that bind all people of faith to the land of Israel. Through every encounter, I was reminded of the importance of connection within our Jewish community and beyond. The JCRC's mission is to foster mutual understanding, to build bridges, and to stand in solidarity with all who face adversity. Throughout Israel, we witness resilience in government offices, schools, hospitals, businesses, and places of worship. Each story echoed our own congregation's journey, one marked by hope, faith, and renewal. On this Shabbat, I reflect on 3 guiding values: Hakarat Hatov, which is recognizing the good in others. Every meeting was a chance to see the divine spark in another person. Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. Our advocacy, whether in Florida or abroad, must be rooted in justice and compassion. And finally, Ahavat Yisrael, love of Israel and the Jewish people. This mission reaffirmed our ancient bond with the land of the people of Israel. So you may be asking why these relationships are so important. Engaging with state legislators is crucial because these leaders play a pivotal role in shaping and supporting legislation that combats anti-Semitism. Their involvement is essential in securing funding for security grants and Holocaust education, which are vital for protecting communities and preserving the memory of historical atrocities. By working closely with state legislators, we can ensure that the necessary resources and policies are in place to address these critical issues effectively. Their support can lead to meaningful change and a safer, more informed society. So what does this mean for us gathered here tonight? First, our Jewish story is global. Whether in Florida or Israel, we are part of a tapestry that stretches across continents and centuries. Second, this journey is an invitation to engage. We must foster understanding between communities, Jewish and non-Jewish, local and international, by reaching out, listening, and serving. And finally, we must remember that Israel cannot become a political football. Support for Israel must transcend party lines. In these complex times, our advocacy must remain rooted in genuine engagement across the political spectrum. Only then can we ensure that the relationship between our community and Israel remains strong, enduring, and above partisan divisions. I close with gratitude for the opportunity to represent our community and our synagogue and serve as the chair of the JCRC, for the privilege to visit Israel, and most of all, for each of you. May the lessons of this journey inspire us to pursue justice, peace, and friendship across all borders. Shabbat Shalom.
Amen, amen. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Stephen, for all you do. Amazing, amazing message. By the way, it's true. If you want to do something similar, with God's help, March 8 to 13, 2026, a group of Torah will be visiting Israel and had the privilege of concluding writing the Sefer Torah, not only with all those people that Stephen just mentioned, but with those who are building the state, rebuilding the state on a daily basis. We will give you more info as the year goes, but I'm very pleased to say that half of the bus is already booked. So looking forward to complete it with some of you, March 8 to 13. Please rise for the